met Kuba for the first time at the Goldstone track in 2022. He came there with his BMW E46 with a 2.2 engine under the bonnet. He entered the track and almost immediately started drifting the entire route. That day he was informed about the competition that will take place in 2 weeks. I show up with a camera and recorded his first drifting success.
Non-driver.
Hold it.
He said it before half day. He said it.
Another Polish win.
I won my first competition at Goldstone. It was incredible feeling, but also a sign that I need to move forward. The next year I decided to participate in 2023 of Irish Drift Championship. In the first season we were almost invisible, but there were few people that remember us.
In one of the rounds in Kerry, I think that was the last round, and I was surprised how he was pushing all the cars with his BMW 323. And one of my friends, he just went off, and I said, okay, I'll just double check what engine he has, like, and he went off there and he said, geez, that's 325 or 323, whatever the standard engine of the BMW.
I met Jacob at some drift event. My dad knew them from doing a bit of hot rod. I think I knew Jacob's friend, and that was kind of the introduction with meeting Jacob. I'm trying to remember it properly, but it's around that way my dad said, oh, those guys do a bit of hot rod in Waterford and stuff. And I seen Jacob driving, of course, in his E46.
We are heading to our garage now, where we built our S14.9 for 2024 season of IDC. And also I'm gonna show you my first drift car from 2023 season. This is it, my first drift car, very basic. Originally it was 2.2 engine. So with 2.2 I managed to get my first win in Goldstone competition. After that I want to test myself with the big boys, so we upgraded the engine for 3 liter. I pushed myself and this car to the limits. I push it to 110%. But it still wasn't enough to get the good results, so I decided I need something better. We managed to buy the S14 and built an entirely new car in a very short time. I knew it's gonna be very expensive, and so in the meantime was looking for a sponsor, but without any achievements from the last season it was tough.
He was asking me, would you like to sponsor me? And I knew who he was, like, you know, because I seen him on the track doing the kind of the pushing the people hard with his BMW, standard BMW with the 500 horsepower cars he was pushing on. So, and I said just like, maybe not. Maybe he's just another guy who sent me email, like, you know. So a couple of days later, it wasn't even a week, he was here with the trailer and his wrecked, it was literally wrecked shell of the S14. He brought it into me, probably that was November back in the day, like. And I said, "Is no way you will be driving this car for the 2024 season." He said, "Yeah, no problem, we will be." I said, "No." So it took us probably about I don't know, like a month and a half, maybe 2 months to do the body kit. And as far as I remember, that was around the Christmas time or maybe early in the new year 2024. He collected his wrecked shell with the S15 body kit on it, and that's it. And he started working on.
There was many tough days and nights during the build, and I'm very grateful to everyone who worked day and night, especially Big Jacob and Michael. Good stuff, that is. We finished the car at Mondello right before the job fest in the pits.
So that was the Thursday evening. Yeah, he arrived with this car. So the boys was working till it was dark, probably even the 10 or 11 o'clock at the night, and was doing the bits and pieces, finishing up and everything. And the next morning he arrived. He said, "Yes, I'm going onto the track." The very first lap was kind of a very safe lap. But as the man coming from the standard 325 into the 700 horsepower, I think his car is, I was surprised. He did it well, very first lap. The second lap, it was spotless.
Goes off track, in fact, just about gets it back on track, drops 2 wheels well off. Kuba has to adjust a little bit now.
So it is going to be a one more time. They are going to go at it again. And the dream weekend continues for Kuba as he gets an opportunity to go over that hill once more. He's taking his victory. He certainly is. That is a victory. You know what?
So in over the hill, Mondello comes Jacob Krzyszczak, locks up the front right for a second. Lovely line here for Jacob, but just... Here, David Curtis says, open up that door, he's here off. And Curtis will put the floor with Jacob.
That a colleague of ours, David Curtis, took the first place, knocking out the Jacob in the fourth. And the very first time driving that car after 325 in the 700 horsepower, and he made in the top 4. So it was wow.
One month after, there was a second round of IDC in Watergrass Hill. I know I can push myself a bit harder because the car was tested and obviously upgraded after first round. After the second round, Natalie and I had our wedding.
June was really crazy month for us because we got married in Poland. It was a really beautiful time for us.
during the time of our wedding, which is our 3 weeks holidays. Group D was upgrading our car for the next round. Just before loading the car on the trailer, Darren did the final test, and suddenly we lost oil pressure for no reason. It was Wednesday at around 8 p.m.
There was an issue somewhere along the line. So we spent all night removing parts and trying to find the fault and find the problem, down to a mechanical issue rather than electrical, and it got into the wee small hours, as they say, and it became quite clear that it was going to take a bit more time, and Kuba was here himself, and I think it was the day before the practice for round 3, so he wanted to be in Mondello Park in the morning.
I lost faith and thought it was over, and I asked my team what we should do.
We got to a point where we had gone through an awful lot of stuff, and it was heading for maybe 5 o'clock in the morning, and I just told them, look, we're not making enough progress here. We need to go home, get some sleep, come back fresh in the morning, and we're going to sort this thing out.
After that night, I returned to home, get very quick sleep, 4 hours sleep, went back to the garage and started preparing my E46.
We got the oil pressure back, a new oil pump, reprimed the whole system. We checked over everything then, because the time was on our side. Once we fixed it, we had about 4 or 5 hours left that we could check over lots of things. So we removed all the Conrad caps and main caps and checked over the whole engine, made sure she was happy, and put it all back together. We could take our time sealing back on the sump and everything, which we couldn't guarantee that wouldn't leak from the madness of trying to get it going quickly, we'll say. So yeah, we just took our time then, and we were going to Mondello anyway, so we put the car in the trailer and we were there first people. Saturday morning we headed.
It was amazing that the guys brought the car to Mondello. When I asked Darren and Ryan if it's everything fine with the car, they said not to hold back and go full throttle.
Fingers crossed, everything was perfect. He won Saturday, and I think he was second on the pros on Sunday, and could have easily won it. So it turned out to be his best weekend, I think, of the year.
Man who just got married in Poland there, Kuba, as he's better known. The guys in Group D were at this car a long time, until the early hours of the mornings getting this car going. Kuba was at his ex BMW from last year and getting that going, but it looks like his 2JZ powered S14.9 is looking good here. Gives it a dab at a handbrake, wants to get himself into the Pro. Actually, he's leading Pro 2, and Rob, it looks like this car has a little bit of help. He's going good, and I think that was pretty much a perfect lap.
Anyway, back to today, and it is Jacob Krzyszczak, the leading Jackal. Look at the proximity from Caldwell here.
Wow, what a chase run here from Caldwell. He's right on. Oh, it takes off the back bumper of Kuba. Almost takes his almost takes off his front bumper again. Look at this from Caldwell. He's a man on a mission. Who's going to stop him? If anyone can stop him, it's Kuba, but I'm not sure, guys.
Caldwell puts foot to floor, but Krzyszczak is right there with him as they both drivers come through too. Dab a handbrake from Caldwell as Krzyszczak starts to fly into the side of Caldwell's S15. He doesn't have the same level of proximity that Caldwell had when he was in the chase position. Going through to the final, it's Jacob Krzyszczak.
It is our final here in Pro 2 of IDC Round 3. It's Kuba leading in Dylan Wilson. Oh, and Dylan Wilson is right with him. He's not letting him get away with this one, Rob.
He's not letting Krzyszczak get away as both drivers put foot to floor and smoke. Right, a bit of a gap starts to emerge here as Krzyszczak pulls out a gap on Wilson. Krzyszczak to chase in Wilson. Here we go.
Wilson initiates very, very early. Kuba's a little bit back from him. Did it cause him to fall back? Judges will have to look at it. Kuba's going to have to find the door here. Wilson has a better initiation in the chase position. Kuba's going to have to find the door here. He's going to have to pull it on Wilson's door all the way around the final corner.
Jacob Krzyszczak taking on Leon Lynch.
He's taking on last year's Pro 2 champion here. Look at this from Lynch. Oh wow, what a dive from Lynch on the way in. Again, nearly takes the back bumper off Jacob Krzyszczak. This is a crazy battle, guys. Look at Leon Lynch looking for the goal. Perfect lead line from Kuba. Let's see now if Jacob can do Josh's entry but maintain that proximity for the rest of the lap.
Yeah, big angle there from Josh. Doing those lead driver goals here quite well.
We're in all aspects really, but he's a Pro 2 competitor. He's made it through to the Sunday every time so far.
Yeah, well, he's not only just made it through to the Sunday, he's made it through to the Grade A. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jacob Krzyszczak taking the win over Josh Holbrook. He moves on to the Grade A and might keep the double championship hopes alive. Pro 2 championship, Pro champion, he's in the mix. The fans are out, the flags are flying, and Jacob is living the dream here. He's got a flag flying here, red flag. Get up for Jacob!
After amazing round in round 3 in Mondello, we went for round 4 in Bishop's Court. It was a very long journey for us. Practice went fine. But we done our mistake in top 32 battle. That's how it goes. There is not only winners. I got invited to 20th anniversary of Irish Drift at Ross Green, Tipperary. This is the place where Irish Drift starts 20 years ago. I was so excited to be there with the best drivers from Ireland. We had a little issues with the car, but we managed to finish at top 4 after a nice battle with Jack Shanahan.
This trophy will be pride of place among their trophies, and the winner of this battle takes home one of those coveted trophies, Rob, in third place.
Exactly. There's not going to be another 20th year anniversary, and not going to be another Irish Drift Festival for 20 years anyway. So it is a very coveted prize to win a trophy here at this Irish Drift Festival. And here we go. It is Shanahan to lead in Krzyszczak. Big flick extra dragging a handbrake there from Shanahan, but Krzyszczak is right there with him. He's learned from his previous battle and puts the floor down the back straight. Just needs a bit of a gap there to transition, Mike.
Wow, full throttle there from both cars. Smoke billowing, 2Js absolutely screaming, and RBs as well with them. As Kuba now, Shanahan through the transition, pops out to the other side of the smoke, transitions back onto the right hand side, puts foot to floor. Shanahan just pulls away as they cross the line. Shanahan opened up a little bit of a gap there just before they crossed the line, Rob, but a beautiful clean run from both drivers.
Exactly, Mike. I think possibly Shanahan might have a slight advantage there, as you mentioned, a bit of a gap. But here we go, second half of the battle. Krzyszczak not leaving in the gap. He's right there on the door from the initiation point. Shanahan knows he's probably down on horsepower. Starts to catch a bit of understeer as Krzyszczak pulls out a gap on the back straight. Shanahan emerges from the smoke. Look at this.
Shanahan almost goes into the car, but Kuba makes a bit of a mistake. As a result, Kuba robs the wall. Shanahan is after going shallow. Shanahan goes shallow, but he's back out the door with Kuba. I'm out of breath. Oh my God, Rob. And in fourth position, the man who has done fantastic things in recent times is Jacob Krzyszczak.
You can see straight away if someone has it, and he was a very good line driver, as we say. So, you know, getting all the clips and being able to do it consistently, that's what kind of sets people apart from other drivers that can do it, but not as consistently. If you can do 10 laps in a row on a 90-something point qualifying run, then you'll actually go really far. It's quite a difficult thing to do.
Kuba is one of these drivers who, like I said in briefing, you know, when we explain the criteria and what we're looking for in the run, he's one of the guys who listens. He goes out, he does what we ask, he scores well because of it. There is drivers who don't always listen in briefings, and there's also drivers who, let's just say, they create problems for us as judges. Like when we want to judge, obviously we're looking for an easy life. We just want to have good drivers go out who will just battle each other with no games, no nothing going on. But there's some drivers that there's always incidents with. There's always contact on the first corner. There's always something happening, and you're always watching them, and you know when they're coming out there's going to be an issue. But Kuba's not one of those drivers. Kuba's one of these guys that you know when he goes out, it'll be clean. There will be no games played. It'll just be a hard battle.
So I knew he was a good driver, but there's so many things come with jumping up in class or jumping up in car specification, and an awful lot of it is mental. You carry so much more pressure on you because now you have a better car than most people, as opposed to being the underdog and having a worse car, and you never know how this affects people and what their future path is going to be. You know, we knew he had driving talent, but it takes more than just driving talent to be successful.
He's gelling with the car. You can see it this year how much he's come on, and I'm pretty sure a few more runs in that car and he'll be unbeatable. So I think his future is bright for him. Let's hope he stays in Ireland, doesn't go off abroad and start deciding he wants to compete somewhere else. Let's hope he stays with us for a while.
We are here for IDC Pro 2, the final at 360 Motorsports Park, and I'm very, very excited, Rob. We have, of course, the one and only Jacob Krzyszczak on 286 points. We have Ben Rogers in second position on 239 points. But crucially, Rob, there are up to 11 points available for the first place qualifier, so we're going to be keeping an eye on their positions in qualifying, and you have 100 points available for the event win. So
Jacob Krzyszczak on the line
let's see what he can do in the first run of qualifying.
Yeah, because of the gridding situation here in Kerry, the cars are coming at us in random order pretty much, so this is a huge lap here in terms of the Pro 2 Championship, guys. Keep an eye on this one. 760 horsepower with a 2JZ under the bonnet here of this S14.9 in the hands of the man of the season, Jacob Krzyszczak. Flicks it into 3. Look at this, guys. This is a championship winner all day long in front of your eyes right here. He's doing everything perfect so far. He says, this championship is mine, guys. This is my championship. Is he going to get his 11 points for qualifying here as well? He touches the left foot brake, tiny bit shy there on the outside of his own pipe to make the perfect lap, but overall here, Robin, it's a lap that's perfectly in control.
I would agree with you for most of it. I saw 2 slight errors and then again splitting hairs. Just coming out of 4 there, he was just slightly over-rotated, and again towards the end of 5. So we'll have to see what the judges make of that one, but there's a score after dropping in, and I'm being very critical, of course, here, because it's a 91.3 for Jacob Krzyszczak.
Let's see this one. You have to bet on Kuba's second place qualifier against 31st Alex Butler for this one, Rob, with the borrowed car and all taking into account.
Yeah, I'll just give some information on it there in a second, but yeah, let's see what Jacob Krzyszczak can do here. Alex Butler, not much seat time in this. Altez, one of our judges here, Tom Murphy, is going to be looking at this one going, it could all go so wrong. Oh, just as I said.
Yeah. Jacob Krzyszczak goes through to the top 16. Alex Butler will be picking up a championship position in the junior class. I can't reveal that much. We will announce that on the podium. But that is all she wrote from Alex Butler for the day. Jacob Krzyszczak marches on, and he was on 200. And if Jacob Krzyszczak wins this battle, there will be 58 points between both drivers. And there will be 52 points available to Ben Rogers should he win the event. So if Kuba wins this one by my girl maths, then Kuba wins the championship. So this is a big battle, lads. Kuba leads us in. Let's see if he can do it in this one. Justin Murphy is a force to be reckoned with on his day as well. Kuba's coming up the hill. Murphy's a little bit shallow, but Kuba definitely has the pace as he lays down a smoke screen here with the 2JZ. Look at the drone following them very closely. Kuba's on the outside line. He's hitting the limiter on the 2JZ. Murphy's chasing him. He doesn't have the proximity. He doesn't have the angle either. And Kuba leads us across the line.
Did everything he could, put the track in the air. But let's see, as we swap them around, can Jacob Krzyszczak chase the possibly slower car of Justin Murphy? He's leaving a gap, probably the intelligent thing to do here, Mike.
Yeah, well, Kuba has to do. Oh, Kuba's doing a bit too much here. Maybe he's being a bit over aggressive here. Now he's back in the pocket again. He is where he wants to be now. Almost threw it away there with a mistake, but he transitions really early here in order to find the quarter panel of Murphy. Let's see. Oh, Murphy's gone very wide. Pulls it out of the wall. Kuba has to compensate. Now finds the door of Murphy and pushes them across the line. And I mean, Murphy goes very wide there, Rob. Kuba made a big mistake down at the bottom of the track, but Murphy made an equally big mistake right here in front of us, almost landed himself in the wall. We'll have to confirm all this, guys, but this, if Kuba goes through here, is leaving them 54 points apart, Ben Rogers and Kuba. And I can announce going through to the top 4, it's Jacob Krzyszczak.
Moving it on to the right hand side of the bracket before we get to that final 4 battle, Jacob Krzyszczak and Damien McKiernan are on the line. McKiernan, of course, nursing this overheating 180SX. Jacob Krzyszczak, some nerves probably slightly gone at this point, knowing he's got the championship wrapped up, and this is just for fun at this stage. Well, he's still going to be competitive in the round, but here Jacob Krzyszczak pulls out a lead. Bit of a mistake there from Krzyszczak on the back straight between 2 and 3, but McKiernan is right there with him still.
Listen to the abuse he's putting the 2JZ through here. This is absolutely crazy stuff. These engines take so much limiter bashing over the course of a weekend. It's absolutely crazy as Kuba leads McKiernan around and crosses the line. We're ready to rock, guys. Kuba's looking to wrap up this championship and do it in style. Damien McKiernan leads us in. Kuba needs to be a little bit closer, but Damien McKiernan goes very wide and goes off track. In fact, just about gets it back on track, drops 2 wheels well off. Kuba has to adjust a little bit. Now Kuba is miles back, but he did have to adjust there, so the judges will take that into consideration. Now McKiernan comes up the hill flat out, putting the 2JZ under severe pressure, and now Kuba is after finding the door of McKiernan again after that mistake on the first corner. They pass us by here in the tower, fill the arena with smoke, and 2 drivers across the line. Now not great proximity from Kuba, Rob.
I can announce the driver going through to the final 4 is Jacob Krzyszczak.
And we can say now, guys, without any shadow of a doubt whatsoever, that Jacob Krzyszczak is your 2024 IDC Pro 2 champion. doing it in style by booking his place in the Final Four, and he'll want to do it by winning the event. I'm sure his crew are going to be absolutely delighted about this one. They've been the crew of the season in Pro 2, to be honest, always vocal, always cheering, and he's possibly been the driver of the season as well across both championships, almost, you could say, to be fair. So it's doing it in style, definitely, and a big congratulations to Kuba, and I'm sure celebrations will follow later on tonight. It's going to be Peter Malloy's toughest task, but I think it's also going to be Kuba's toughest task, because Peter Malloy's not making any mistakes. Now Peter Malloy's going to have to find something here in order to stay with Kuba. He's giving away over twice the horsepower of the S14.9. So let's see if he can find it. He's doing pretty good so far. Look at this for Peter Malloy. He's not letting Kuba get away. He's using a little bit less angle, but not a whole pile, to be honest. Kuba's doing everything right in the lead position here now. Malloy maybe a little bit caught for pace there as the cars come through the transition, and Kuba puts foot to floor here right in front of us. Plumes of tire smoke coming from the back of the S14.
Here we go. Malloy pulls away. Krzyszczak is right there with him this time, Mike, though.
He's not right there with him, though.
He was initially, but
he was initially, yeah.
Off, yeah.
You have to fancy him. Maybe he just left a little bit of gap open up there, knowing that he possibly has slightly the faster car here. Malloy's doing everything right here in the lead position. A nice transition through zone 2 and into 3. Perfect outside line here from Malloy. Now Kuba has to find the door here. He really has to find it from here on out and put it away. Malloy's doing everything pretty much right. He's on a nice line. Kuba's right there with him, though. Kuba's right there with him. He's not like touching, almost is now, but he's pretty much just has the proximity. I think possibly there over the course of the 2 runs, Rob.
Guys, give it up for Peter Malloy and Jacob Krzyszczak. Now, Mike, I do believe you have got the results.
I do indeed have the result, and just as letting the lads get ready there below, going through to the final and taking the championship in style on the way. It's Jacob Krzyszczak going through to the final, and a hard-charging Peter Malloy, who can hold his head up high with what he's done so far, with what he has under the bonnet there, is going to drop straight into our 3rd, 4th place playoff against
Jack Caldwell. We are ready to rock here at IDC round 5 for our Pro 2 final.
So here we go. Kuba leads us in. Ben Rogers in 32nd place in qualifying. Just about scrapes into the competition, but makes his way all the way to the final here. Ben Rogers is on the inside of the track a little bit there. Now Kuba is on the bang-on outside line. Exactly what the judges want to see. Rogers has to make up for that mistake in the first corner. No, he does that. He's a little bit shy, but he's not too far away from Kuba up the hill. He's matching him for angle. Rogers transitions very early. Is he caught out here on the inside? He's not. He actually finds the quarter panel there and the door of Kuba very much. And look at this. It's Jay-Z versus RB, and it's a fantastic battle, worthy of a final here, guys. Big round of applause for Kuba and Ben Rogers.
Are you ready for the last run of the day? Jacob Krzyszczak and Ben Rogers. Here we go. Rogers to lead in Krzyszczak.
Yeah, it's very level so far. I think there's no big advantage to either driver. Look at this from Kuba. Flicks it right in on the door of Rogers. Rogers on the perfect outside line, just as Kuba was. Kuba locks up a wheel there on the foot brake. Gets back on throttle now as they pass zone 2. Kuba has to find the door here now. Rogers is heading up the hill. Kuba makes a bit of a mistake. He's caught on the inside of the track a little bit here. He gets back on now into the pocket. Perfect positioning now from Kuba. And he's a little bit closer to Rogers here than Rogers was to him. And taking 3rd position in the Pro 2 Championship for IDC 2024. Guys, once again, let's hear it for Jack Caldwell! It came down to the final, guys. These 2 lads were battling it out there. Ben Rogers, he said on Facebook that it's not over yet, buddy, and my God, it wasn't over yet. Ben Rogers and Kuba were going at it into this final round, and Ben Rogers actually barely qualified in 32nd position, so this one was almost over before we even got into the battles. But he battled his way all the way to the final to face off against Kuba. A fantastic final, quite a close result, I'm told. But I can announce, guys, in 2nd position here today for IDC Pro 2 and taking 2nd position in the championship, it's Ben Rogers! Which must mean, guys, that your winner today at IDC Round 5 2024 Pro 2 and your winner of the IDC Pro 2 Championship. Let's hear it for Kuba. It's Jacob Krzyszczak!
Please tell my guys to not send me to the side.
It's tradition at
I'm
this
scared now.
Going to the moon, buddy.
Your hair, Jacob, your hair. I'll go that way. Thank you very much.
Yeah, 1 second, 1 second. 3 of us at one time, yeah? What?
Oh, land on ours job. Right, guys, once again, let's hear it for Jack Caldwell, Ben Rogers, and Jacob Krzyszczak, your top 3 of IDC Pro 2. And here goes Kuba to the moon.
We have it. Hello, how are you? Good.
How are you getting on?
Good. Like this season's supposed to be test season for us. I never drift anything like this before. Like on Jabfest, my first entry was like on handbrake, you know?
Yeah.
Oh. And then second, third run, I start feeling it.
It just worked.
Yeah, and I said, look, I don't have to learn anything, just keep driving.
Yeah.
Back, guys, to IDC Round 5, the night fight here at 360 Motorsports Park up in the hills in Kerry, and we are ready to rock for top 16 action, guys, and we have your top 16 parade, rolling parade here in front of you to present to you the drivers that are going to be doing battle. Kuba is on the perfect outside line here, touches the left foot brake, steadies the Sylvia. Oh, look at this from Kuba. I mean, McInerney's finding the door, but he's cutting the track to do so. Kuba's on a perfect line, and oh wow, I don't know, he's just pulling away from McInerney.
Definitely, the Pro 2 champion is definitely not giving. He's sending it in as hard as he can to put it on the door of that BMW, right up against the wall. Are we going to get some touch action here?
Yeah, I think. Oh, look at this from Kuba, pushing McInerney across the line. Guys, let's hear it for Jason McInerney and Jacob Krzyszczak. He's looked flawless, and I mean, he's up against Kuba here. Guys, this one is going to be amazing. Magner leads us in. Kuba's right there with him, dabs the brakes. Kuba fires in the S14 right behind the S13 of Magner. Now, Magner gets it turned, as does Kuba. Kuba has to make the dive here. He does. He makes the dive right onto the door of Magner. Magner comes up the hill, left foot brakes to the S13 up the hill, switches it back around. Now does Kuba make an early dive? He's doing his best. No mistakes from Kuba in the chase, but Magner's on the perfect lead line here. Absolutely textbook lead run here from Owen Magner. But Kuba's right there with him, and as they cross the line, so now Kuba leads us in. Magner is going to have to put in a chase run here to end all chase runs, and he does exactly that. Look at this from Magner, stuck to the quarter panel of Kuba, but now Kuba just gets the tighter line off the corner there. Magner sacrifices to a little bit to make up the gap. Does make up the gap though. They both come up the hill. Kuba exits don't be a little bit early. Magner has to transition a small bit early as a result, but maintain drift. Now finds the door, Kuba again, but it's almost a little bit of a better line here from Kuba. Now Magner really has to find the quarter panel, and So guys, we are hearing that we have a result dropping in and going through to the top 4 into the semi-finals, and we're going to go to the judges real quick for a quick explanation on this. It's so close. It's Owen Magner goes through to the top 4. Without further ado guys, so we are ready to start the IDC 2024 awards. And I want to hear a huge round of applause for this one. One of the rising stars of IDC, and I think he showed us all this year exactly what he's made of. Your winner of the Pro 2 Championship, it's Kuba Jacob Krzyszczak! Winning in the process, 10 tyres per round, sponsored by Kevlin Tyres, so 20 tyres for next year for Kuba.
I'm a bit stressed, guys. Maybe I get lost. I never prepare any speech, but obviously thanks to all the IDC crew to give me opportunity to be here. They done an amazing job to this season, like all the crew members and all the marshals. Thanks to my main mechanic Jacob. Big Jacob, obviously. I am tall Jacob. Thanks to Michael and Arek, obviously. They never let me down. The car always works spot on, and we can always be on the track full power. Thanks to TH Components team. I enjoy drifting this season with them so much. We have good fun and everything, so it's been an amazing season, and I'm looking forward to do an amazing season together. And there is one more big name to thank as well. It's Groody. They never let us down whenever we need them in our pit. They built an amazing engine, and whenever we need some help with the car, they always come to us and help us solve the problems. Big applause. And thanks to my wife surviving these bad and long days on the garage during the build of the car. So we nearly broke up because of the car. So, but we're here together, so thank you everyone.
So guys, on to the big one. It is the IDC Pro Championship for 2024, and as I said, I think it's been a very much coming of age for the championship this year. We're 20 years in, and the strength and depth is very much back among the field of drivers. And I think, you know, it is the future is looking good. So the guy who got 4th place, guys, in my time in drifting, I've never seen it happen. He came up from Pro 2 and got 4th place in Pro. Once again, let's hear for Jacob Krzyszczak. Jacob getting a track day voucher. A track day voucher by TS Drift Days, an entry voucher sponsored by IDC, and a logging voucher sponsored by IDC for next season. Your nominees for the most consistent driver in IDC 2024 are number 1, Adrian Wheatley. Number 2, Alan Hynes. And number 3, I still can't say his second name, but it's Kuba. And the winner is, I think we all have to agree with this one, it is Kuba. Also the first driver to be launched into orbit. This is a big one. Sponsored by Lucky Day Competitions, and your nominees are Jacob Krzyszczak, Alan Hynes once again, and a man collecting trophies there fairly quickly, Harry Kerr. And your winner of IDC Driver of the Year, as voted for by your peers, the drivers, it's Jacob Krzyszczak! We'll have as many trophies as James Dean pretty soon, I reckon.
It was just a great journey, you know, it was a fairy tale, and for me to see the reaction of his friends and his family and his wife and the people around him, just, it brought a great thing. I think he was, you know, the most supported driver, I think, in the series, because he's such a nice guy. Everyone wanted him to do well. It was a real fairy tale, and everyone got caught up in it, and you'd always get the loudest cheer, and you had the little Polish Jacob flag flying at the fence all the time. You know, it was a really nice thing to see. It took me back to when me and my friends, when I was 19, started doing it, and you could see just the absolute delight from them every time they got a step further, and to get on the podium. You know, you can get used to that, believe it or not, and it becomes, you know, the first time is always so special, you know.
He showed me the dreams come true.
Thank you. Okay, enough?
Perfect. No?
Jacob, yes, how are you? Yeah, the body kit is waiting for you, yeah, but the carbon Kevlar, you won't get it. No, forget about it.